Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Before I get into this video, let me lay down the rules. When you're in the streets, right? There's the streets, and there's the sidewalk. If you're a civilian, a regular dude, and you get robbed, shot, and you ain't living that gangster life, you ain't a drug dealer, you ain't a stick-up kid, you ain't a criminal, but you a regular mo. Ain't out there bothering nobody. And you decide to take the stand and testify on somebody for robbing you, you have a right to. You live life on the sidewalk. So you're not obligated to the rules of the game. If you out there and you living a life as a gangster and you talking that gangster, like you gangster, like it's you bout it, fool. If you bout it, then when it's time to stand tall, that means you keep your mouth shut. That means, Your Honor, I didn't see no evil. I didn't hear no evil. I don't know nothing. Now, let's get into Troy Ave. Shall we begin?
I would go to yoga, but I don't have the right gear.
Save on all the best activewear at Sierra.
Also, I might have sent a late night text to my instructor on his honeymoon.
Fishing gear at Sierra.
Well, you can't go back to yoga.
Let's get moving.
I want to tell you a story.
I used to believe that Jesus was a Catholic God, God of the Gentiles.
I imagined that Jesus was Italian.
The New Testament was one of those.
On camera running, ducking from cover.
Right.
And, you know, niggas that supposed to be standing up, real niggas, they folded.
Right.
I stood tall. So as far as that whole thing, I was at work. I'm going to work. It's like, you coming here, you about to do work. And before you walk in the door, it's a hater there blocking your way. And the hater kill your friend and try to kill you. And everything is self-defense. And I'm not going out like that. Like I told you, I'm with everything, nigga. Right. I'm not running, I'm not getting shot in my back that a lot. Nigga, I'm bullets in me, nigga. I'm gonna take the gun, I'm gonna beat you, nigga, and I'm gonna blow at you.
Right.
But what the media shows is me shooting.
Right.
I'm never denied that's me. What I'm saying is, I took that gun from a hater. I ain't bringing guns in the club. You feel me?
Right.
That's a fact. I mean, you see a lot of niggas on camera run.
What Troy Ave just did was he ratted. He snitched. In this situation, I'm not taking no sides. I don't know Taxstone. I don't know Troy Ave. But what I do know is, yeah, Troy Ave went to work that night. He lives that nightlife that comes along with the rap game, a nightlife. Troy Ave is a gangster rapper who one of the reasons he got popular, from my perspective, me knowing who he is him bullying dudes like Trinidad James. And at some point in time, I guess, Taxstone decided to start bullying him because he didn't believe the hype. So, internet trolling between Taxstone and Troy Ave led to a deadly night. Up until that night, Troy Ave was running with gangsters. Living a gangster life. You don't decide when your man get his snot box rocked and you get caught with the murder weapon to start spilling the beans. May that brother rest in peace. This is no form of disrespect. This is just the way I describe and I talk on my channel. May that brother rest in peace. I pray that his mother have some peace after her difficulties. I pray for the family. I pray for the brothers. Shout out to Trife. It's crazy how, and I gotta be real with you, Troy Ave, how you trying to sound like a colorful gangster on the stand. You're trying to sound like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because his fingerprints was on a clip, and I took his gun and I beat him with it. So your man on the floor, right? Bleeding. His life force is draining. He's dying. And instead of you finishing the job, you let him run away and then clapped at him as he was exiting. You up on him. You took it. You decided to beat him instead of airing him. You let him run off, and then you want to look heroic as you airing at his back and missed him. But innocent bystanders, and you're on a platform. Shout out to Math for doing journalism. Math is not a street dude. On his platform, when he's doing journalism, he is not responsible for what Troy Ave is saying out of his mouth. His job is to get the interview and put up the footage. What Troy Ave says out of his mouth is what Troy Ave says out of his mouth. And what Troy Ave just did in front of everybody on Math Hoffa platform was tell. He is a colorful rat. There is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. There is no justifying it. Troy Ave can change his life after this case. You don't wait for you to get caught up because you're all over the internet running your mouth bullying dudes. I bullied the bully. So when it's time to stand tall in the court, be quiet. Your Honor, I didn't see anything. Your Honor, I didn't hear anything. Troy Ave, if he takes the stand and he says the same thing that he just said on Matt Hoffa's platform, Taxstone will never see a day of light in the streets again. He already got 10 years for the gun. He is on trial facing a murder case. Troy Ave just testified on Matt Hoffa's platform that Taxstone killed his friend. You had the opportunity to get justice right there in that club. You chose to let Taxstone run off and then go call everybody else cowards that folded. You didn't have to beat him with the gun. You wasn't built for the body. So you let him run off and then tried to look heroic as you clapped at him as he ran off when he was right in front of your face standing over your man's dead body. Stop fronting. Let's get to that. It is what it is, man. When you in the streets, it's your honor. I didn't see no evil. I didn't hear no evil. I don't know who did that. When you in the streets, you don't never tell the truth to the judge. That's my take on the situation. These dudes, the streets is a myth. No, the streets ain't a myth. It's very real.
Come on, let's go.
The streets is cold and deadly.
Okay.
The streets have an expiration date. The streets don't love nobody. The streets is a myth? Nah. The streets is filled with black legends. Some of them ain't never gonna come home. And some of them, when they come home, they're gonna be so old, they can't contribute nothing back to the community. The streets ain't made for everybody. That's why they made sidewalks. I've seen brothers go to jail and work for $7 every 2 weeks for 20 years out of their life just to come home to get a regular job and then die. So my whole thing is, stay out of the streets. Go to work. The streets don't love you. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We out.